Yo, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all good. Today I have my stream, the continuation from where I stopped last time. Last time I stopped in creating. We were trying to create a project requirements document, and then we created the project requirements document, and then we organized the task into Jira using the project management techniques that we learned, and we are using Agile. So today I'll be continuing from where I stopped, and then also what I will add on top is how to plan a new feature. We are planning a new feature, and we may start even building that feature today. Is a simple feature, let's say, is creating a database schema, creating the database schema of the feature, planning it, creating the UML, and also creating the UML, and also start coding it, and also start coding it. That is it. So these were the features that these different project. And then today's project, I think, is, let me see, cost service. So this is all what we have done. This is all what we have done. These are what we have done. So today I will be creating other features and then other user stories and put them in the backlog, because we are done with this. So let's go to our project, to our PRD. It is in Google Docs. Say Google Docs, and then it's here. Where is it? It's one of this is among the first one. That is this focus flow cost feature, PRD. So this is what I have done in the last stream. I created this document, and as I said, like the document that you create, the PRD document you create, is supposed to be created by you, and you should not, like, let's say, get the prompt from AI to type. You should not get AI to do for you all this stuff, because these are like questions that you're asking yourself about the project. You are not asking the AI about the project, because AI is not the owner of that project. So this is it in this, and then I'll be creating one user story. That here is the environment setup. Let me see, cost feature. As a user, I should be able to create. Okay, this is the user story. I created it last time. That's the last place where I stopped. As a user, I should be able to create a new course in focus flow. That is the user story that we are going to be breaking down. That user story into. We are going to be breaking this user story into tasks, and those tasks include creating the database schema. So what is the acceptance criteria? A user should simply be able to create a new course by just adding the title, category, description, and the avatar of the course. So this is the acceptance criteria of it. And then the priority, it's must have. Something that is must have is like, it should be done. That's why we're working on it. The notes and the comment, they are related. So what I usually do is I copy the user story and take it into Jira so that we can be tracking it, because we are starting a new sprint. Here in my Jira board, I can add a new task to the backlog. So I have this task, and then I must have subtask of this user story. So before I create the subtask, I need to complete this sprint so that we can start a new sprint. Let me see the subtask that is not finished. As a developer, I must have a CI/CD pipeline. Jira is suggesting us that this user story has subtask that is not done. Okay, let's click on it. Let's click on this. Okay, let's mark all these subtasks to be done because we have done everything concerning the So let me complete this sprint. When you complete the sprint, it's like you have shipped a new feature. So I will be starting a new sprint right now. I'm so excited about it. And then as a user, I should be able to have a new course. That is a sprint. So let me start the sprint. And by the way, if you are starting a new sprint in any project, any project you're starting a new sprint, each sprint should have its own branch in GitHub. If you know branches in GitHub, branches is like branches are like let me open something here within the screen that is not being seen. Mute. Yeah. So the sprint, this sprint I want it to be 1 week because I will be adding other user stories to this sprint. And then also the other thing I will also add to this sprint is 1 week, which means it will start from 23rd, and the end date will be 30th. And then the goal of this sprint is to my goal of this sprint is to create the database schema the database schema of the course service, and try to let's say create a new course using that. Create an API that create a new course using this. Create a new course and save it into my database, which is in Postgres. So the goal of this sprint is to create a fully functioning course creation feature. This sprint is only focused on creating a course creation feature. Creation feature focus on creating a course with its creation feature complete its database schema. That is the goal of the sprint. So I have one user story. I may add other user stories to the backlog as I continue. So I have one user story. I may add other user stories to the backlog. Then if I have this user story, I need to break this user story into tasks, into subtasks. So the best way to do that, then if I have this user story, I need to break this user story come here into subtasks. Just like how I did this, requirements breakdown. Then I have user story, right? So I can copy this user story, requirements breakdown. Then I have user story, right? So I can copy this user story here, and then I have user story, right? So I copy this user story here. Let me get the user story, and then where is it? It's here, and then break it down into subtasks. Let me get the user story, and then where is it? I need to break this user story into subtasks. What will I do is follow the same thing here that I have done, task to be done, then log into GitHub, create a new GitHub repository, right? This is just an example of what I have done before. So let me also copy this task to be done. GitHub repository, right? Task to be done here is the first task I need to do is let me also copy this task, create the GitHub repository, right? Task to be done, create the database. First task I need to do is let me also copy the URL, create the create the Superbase. URL. If you don't know, Superbase is a managed database. Superbase is a managed database that can give you Postgres database. If you don't know, Superbase, I don't think MySQL is there, but I think MySQL is there, and it also offers like authentication. It's actually backend as a service. When you say backend as a service, it's like it also offers. It's like backend that is already made for you, so you can just consume it with your. If you are building mobile app or if you are building let's say web app, and you don't want to create a delegated you don't want to create a delegated backend for your mobile app or for your web app, you can just use Superbase. We shall look at it right now. So this is the task that I need to do: create a database URL in Superbase, and this will be Postgres. Create a database URL Postgres to Postgres DB. What next again? After creating the database URL is to Postgres DB. Let's say break down. After creating the user story is to break down the after creating the user story, break down into database schema. User story, such as username, not username, course ID, category ID, such as user ID, like let's say creating the general schema of the course. These are the two tasks that I need to create from this. And then another task is, because this user story seems to be very big, it has many tasks. The other task is these are the two tasks that I need. After creating the database schema, after creating the then another task is user story. Now after creating the database schema, and creating the URL of the database is then another task is connect user story. Now after creating the connect the gene application of the database to the database, like connecting that service to the database. So I will try to arrange them, because this is supposed to be first, the order matters. Like connecting that service to the database, this is supposed to be first. So I will try to, and then after creating this, you have to create this is supposed to be first. You have to create the URL. After creating the URL, then you connect, right? And then after, so what next? Creating the URL. After connecting to this, then I have to create the URL. After creating the URL, then you connect, right? Create after, so what next? Creating the URL. After create a simple create a route that adds the course. Create a simple database. So far, I think these are the tasks to be done here. I have 4 tasks. First of all, I need to break down the user story into this schema, this database schema, and then I create the URL in Superbase, and then connect my Jinx application to the database. After connecting to the database, I need to create a simple route, API route, that add a course to the database. Then so let me arrange this to the database. After connecting to the database, I need to create a simple route, API route, that add a cost to the database. This one, let me arrange this. Whatever, this is okay. I'll just use this. Yeah. Then reduce the size. So before I forget, let me add this task to my user story. This subtask to the user story. As a user, I should be able to create a new course, right? And then I need to create a subtask. If I forget, let me add this task, create this to my user story. This subtask to the user story. As a user, I should be able to create a new course, right? And then I need to create a subtask. If I forget, let me add this task. I need to. Seems like the text, the text is too small, so I think this is okay now. And then I need to create a subtask. Copy this. I need to. I don't need this, let me get rid of it. The text and also is too small, this here. I think this is okay now. Copy this. I also need this subtask to be done. and also paste this here. I think this is okay. And paste it here. I also need this subtask to be done. And also I need to also copy this and paste it here. I have 4 subtasks that I'm working on right now. So I need to start with break down the application to users into database schema. No, not supposed to be done. It's supposed to be in progress. I have 4 subtasks that I'm working on right now. So I have this. So I need to user story in progress. I will create other user stories as I continue going ahead, because I will not just end this sprint. So I have this user story in progress, and as I said, the sprint takes 2 weeks or sometimes 1 week. So this sprint is only 1 week. So I have this, and then let me go to my editing software. To diagram software, or sometimes 1 week. So I use eraser. Is only 1 week. So I have this, and then let me go to my editing software. To diagram software, or sometimes 1 week. So I use eraser. Is only 1 week. Let me go to my editing. I need a page to add a structure. I think let me go to this page and then use it as my infrastructure page. I need a page to add a structure, so I need the canvas. I don't need the AI to generate for me anything. I'll create my own entities. Yeah, I'll just create it from here. I'll create new text. I need a page to add a structure, so text here. Then say focus. I'll create my own entities. Yeah, focus flow. I'll just create it from here. I'll create new text. Course. So next here, course feature. Say database. Focus. Schema. I'll create this. So by the way, I need to make it. I need to increase the font size, and I need to bring it here. So next here, course feature. Say database. So this is this is where I will be creating the database schema. So here is like you have to start now brainstorming what fields do you want to have in your own database. So you have to think of the fields you need to add, like let's say what are the fields needed for a user to create a course. A user needs a course name. That is one. So let me you have to start now brainstorming what fields do you want to have in your own database. So you have to think of the fields you need to add, like let's say this thing. I have to increase the font size. What are the fields needed for a user to create a course? A user needs a course name. I don't need this. That is one. So let me you have to start now brainstorming what fields do you want to have. So yeah, that is it. So let me get the code. The fields you need to add, the code block here. This thing I have to increase the font size. What are the fields needed? There's flowchart. There's so many. What I like from this eraser, it has it looks modern compared to other diagram softwares. So far, this is the best software, but it is paid. You are only given like 4 code block here. You're only given 4. There's flowchart. There's so many. 4 free diagrams, and then the rest of the diagrams you have to pay for. It has it looks modern compared to other diagram softwares. Let me just software something. Best software. We need the course title, as I said. You are only given. Let's start them with capital letter. You're only given 4. We need the course title. What is also needed for a course diagrams, and then the rest of the diagrams you have to pay for. I don't know if you're watching, you can also brainstorm ideas. Anyone who's watching, you can also tell me your own ideas, because building a software is all about iteration. Let's say I build something right now. You might have other inputs in it. So if you are watching, you can give me your own input here. So yeah, I see whether your input is valid to what I'm building or not. Maybe it might be helpful for me, and then I include it here too. So you'll be someone who contributed to what I was building, and maybe what I'm building is going to it's all about iteration. It's going to change your life someday. You might have other inputs in it. So if you are watching, you can give me your own input here. So yeah, I see whether your input is valid to what I'm building. Yeah, as I said, we have title, we have a course category, and then course category should be since this database table will only be for a course, so we don't need again to put the category somewhere. We just need category ID. Need category. As I said, we have title. We have a course category. And since this application might grow, we don't need to just say category. Maybe we have categories somewhere. So let me call it course category. This database course underscore. So we don't need again to put the category. We just need category ID. Then ID. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Category. As I said, we have title. So we have a course category. And let me label this. Okay, I'll put the data type later. But I'm just focused on getting the field first. All the necessary fields. We have title, course category ID, and then yeah, I think this makes sense. Category. What is relevant here again? We have category, course title ID. We have course description. Okay, I'll put course type later. But I'm just focused on description field first. All the necessary fields. And then course category ID, title, category ID, description. Yeah, I think this makes sense. What is relevant here again? We have category, course title ID. We have course description. We have I'll put course type later, but I'm just focused description. Let me see title, course category, and then course description, category ID, title, category ID, and then user ID. What is relevant here again? We have category, course title ID. We have course description. User underscore. We have this user ID. What I'm planning in creating this feature is like let's say if I'm the one who created the course, it will be saved with my own user ID. But I want to extend the functionality by like let's say making a user to invite other users to join the course. Let's say I have the course, I can just send you an invite, and then when you click on the invite, if I'm the one who created the course, you will be also part of this course. So a course must have many users, and many users must own many courses. So that is my idea in this. Let's say I have. So, but the first thing that I'm going to implement is course one user only. No, there's no inviting. So inviting of the other users will come up later. This is one feature plan. So a course must have many users, and I have title, course ID, many courses. Course ID, that is the primary key. It's not necessary right now because it can be created by the database direct. So I have user ID. So inviting of the what is necessary here again? Feature plan. And put the title, select the category, and then I'll select a user. It's not necessary right now because it can be created. I think so far this is the schema. So I have user ID. So let me think again. Think. And put the title. Let me think of the flow. Let me think of how this will work. A user will click login. After clicking login with Google, they will click create course. After clicking create course, they will put the title, put the title. They will choose the category, and then their user ID is assigned automatically by the user who's logged in. So it's not necessary. They will click create course. What I think is necessary here is put the title, put the avatar, but it will be optional. They will choose what I want to do with the avatar is like I will use Nano Banana. If you don't know Nano Banana is assigned automatically. Is Google is a model from Gemini, Google Gemini, and what Nano Banana is that it creates images based on your prompt. You can create any image. So what I want is like the avatar will be optional. So if the user did not create an avatar, it will use the description and will generate avatar for it. So let me say here, Google Gemini, and we call it course thumbnail. Is that course thumbnail? images based on your course thumbnail. Yeah, course thumbnail which will be generated either by Nano Banana or it will be created by the user. It is optional. Use the description and will generate avatar for it. Yeah. So I think this is the flow. Let me just go again. You log in, you put the title of the course, you click create course, you put the title, you either choose or you don't choose the thumbnail. Then you select the category, put some description, and then the user ID is automatic. And then your course will be created. After your course being created, I think this is the flow. You will be directed to you will be redirected to the courses page. So what I thought of, because the first version of this application that the first version of the Focus Flow when I built it is the flow of creating a course is different. It's like you have to first put the title, put the description, and then choose the avatars. After that, it will redirect you to course detail page. And the course detail page, what you will do is you will either paste the link of your YouTube playlist, and then it will create from there. It will create the course, and then it will be redirected to course. First version of this to another page also where you have to put like the course is public, is private, and so on. So the flow of this playlist, and then it will create from there. It will create the course, and then it will be redirected to other field that I thought of also here is to another page course visibility. Can either be public or private. So the flow of this playlist, and then it will visibility. So other field that I thought of can either be public or private, and then course visibility. Can either be public or visibility or private. So yeah, this will be dynamic. The rest of the fields will create them will be created while we are building the application. So let me try to just create the schema here again. Let me copy the whole of this. So yeah, this will be dynamic. So I have to get rid of this now. Fields will create them will be created while we are building the application. So and then title schema here again is a string. Let me copy the whole of this. So yeah, this will be dynamic. So I have to get rid of this now. Title is a string. Thumbnail is also a string. Category ID. Category ID is supposed to be this is supposed to be integer, and then integer, and then it is foreign key, a string. Let me copy the whole of this. It's the spelling of foreign. So I have to get rid of foreign key. Then the description is a string. Thumbnail is also a string. User ID is also a foreign key. It's an int. And a foreign category ID is supposed to be a foreign key. This is supposed to be integer, supposed to end with n here. Integer, this foreign key. Then it is foreign key. I don't know which foreign key is this. Wrong spelling of foreign. So like this foreign key. Then visibility. This is boolean. Description is a string. No, this is also a string. User ID. Yeah, it's supposed to be public is or private. So that is a string. Let me just put it a string. I will think of it later as a foreign key. This is supposed to be integer, supposed to end with. So I now have these two. I now have this database schema. So what next is I need to create the flow of how it will like this. Of how it will be, of how a user can create a new course. No, this is the flow and the inner mechanics of how these things work inside. As let me just give you an example of so that is a string a diagram that I have ever created. I will think of it later as a foreign key. Let me use this. So I now have this. So far I use this for most of my. I now have this database backend diagrams. What next is I need to create the flow. As you can see, I have this feature that I have created. How it will be. I think this is a user can create a new course. I think I have ever created flow and. Okay, this is and the inner mechanics of how these things work inside. As let me just give you an example of so that is a diagram that I have ever created. Okay, these are the features that I created in the previous version of Focus Flow. So I now have this. So far I use this for most of my. This is also another diagram. So I want to create something like this, small diagram like this. As you can see, I have here. This is for Focus Flow also. I think this is like I have ever created flow and. Okay, this is the inner mechanics of how these things work inside. This is one feature I was creating about connecting to. It was web scripting scripting a website. Then from there it gets data and then it saves it to my own database. Yeah, this feature was successful in the previous version of Focus Flow. But as I thought of it, is like I need to iterate this application and then make it focus on only one thing. That's why I started this mission of redesigning the whole application from scratch. This is one feature I was creating. That's why connecting to most of these features currently they will be there, but I will not release them. They will just I will only release the key features such as that is working with COS. Yeah, this feature was successful in my previous version of Focus. I need to create something like this. As I thought of it, is like let me go back to my diagram and make it focus on only one thing. That's why I started this mission of redesigning the whole application from scratch. This is one feature I was creating. That's why. So here, most of these features, I need an entity to represent the COS. They will be there, but I will not release them. They will just I will only release the key features such as that is working with COS. Yeah, this feature was successful in my previous. Yeah, this alone can be create something like this. Let me call this as a COS. This is the entity of the COS. Diagram. This is a COS. That's why I started this mission of redesigning the whole application from scratch. And then let me just create this in form of block diagram. Before I need to like break down this COS. COS. That is like the main big thing that we need to do. And then under the COS we have so many things to be done. Let me call this as a COS. This is the entity of the COS. Under the COS we have that's why I started this mission of redesigning the whole application from scratch. And then let me just create this in form of block diagram. Before I need to like break down this COS. What is this? COS. That is like the main big thing that we need to do. So under the COS we have so many things to be done. We have another task that is here. Let's say create. Under the COS we have create COS. Create COS, and then let me just create. We have block diagram. Before I need to like break down this COS. We have update COS, create COS, create read. Okay, read COS is also like one of the things. Create read. Read is get all COSes. Let's say create all. We have create COS, get all COSes. Create COS, and then we have to update the COS because this will be part of the API update, and then finally we need delete. In update it will be like, let's say you want to change the COS name, you want to mark the COS visibility from being private to public. And what I'm planning with this is like, let's say if you have a COS, you try to get your own COS material, try to arrange it and made it into a COS structured COS. The next thing I want to do is like, let's say a user can easily mark that COS as public so that they can share it with other users and they can use it. You want to change the COS name, you want to mark the COS visibility from being private to the voice is overlapping. And what I'm planning with this is like, let's say if you okay, let me try to see the problem and then I fix it. Get your own COS material. But are you seeing the screen very well? Made it into a COS structured COS. The next thing I want to do is like, let's say a user can easily mark that COS. Are you seeing the screen? Public so that they can share it with other users. I hope it's clear and they can use it. You want to change the COS name. You want to mark the COS visibility from being private to the voice is overlapping. And what I'm planning with this is like, let's say if you okay, let me try to see the problem and then I fix it. Get your own COS material. But are you seeing the screen very well? Made it into a COS structured COS. The next thing I want to do is like, let's say a user can easily mark that COS. Are you seeing the screen? Public so that they can share it with other users. I hope it's clear and they can use it. You want to change the COS name. You want to mark the COS visibility from being private to the voice is overlapping. And what I'm planning with this is like, let's say if you okay, let me try to see the problem and then I fix it. Get your own COS material. But are you seeing the screen very well? Made it into COS structured COS. The next thing I want Are you seeing the screen? I hope it's clear. All right. Let me solve this problem of overlapping. I think I need to get rid of this. I think it's recording, and then that's the reason why it's overlapping. Is it overlapping now? Can you try to like check it if the voice is overlapping? I think I got the problem is in OBS here. I have to. All right. Let me. Okay, check it like this if the voice is overlapping. All right. I think the problem was I had two mic open. I had two mic open in OBS Studio, so it was recording using my laptop mic, and I added also another mic. So yeah. All right. Thank you, man. So how are you doing, man? It has been a long time without seeing you guys. I hope everything is good. So I started this type of streaming is better. Like it will help me to like get my courses outside there, and also like it will also help me like other people will see what I'm doing. Let's say in case I need to be like in case I need to get client work, or I need to like in case I need to get a job or anything, so that I can have something that to prove that okay, yeah, I have the skill. But anyways, let me continue and we'll discuss. So this is it. This is the update course, and as I said, in update it will be like marking your course as marking the course public or private, and then in get here you will get all the courses, and here you will create. So we need to also delete. Let's say you don't need that course, you can also delete it. Delete. I have to extend this. All right. Just get a new one. I don't need this. I'll copy. I'll try to create a new line up to this side. Yeah, and then just have to put this. I know the diagram is not looking good, but at least it's pointing to whatever thing that I need. So I have this simple block diagram, but the only thing I added in the only thing that I need to work on is this, creating a new course, which is this user story that I have created. And then under that user story, I have a lot of tasks to be done. I have like 4 tasks. These are the tasks to be done. So break down this. I think this is done. Then create the URL. But before we create it, I need to still break down this functionality into, let's say, after creating, what do I need next? After like creating a course, we need a route to create a new course, which will be something like this. The API route will be get request to slash API courses. This is not a get request, actually. This is post request. In creating API, we have post, we have get, we have patch, we have delete, and we have put. These are the types of requests that we make in order to, like, let's say, update records in their database, delete or create. Just creating this crowd operation on your database. So yeah, I have this. I have to make post request to slash courses to slash course. Yeah. So this post request will be responsible for creating a new database. So here it will be here post request. Let's say create course route. Create course route like this. So this route will be responsible for creating the course, and then it will be via this API request. So this is it for this, and then the next thing, there are other small details that I need to break down in order to create in order to create a successful request. But we are not only stopping in the block diagram. As I explained here, I created so many diagrams, and for you to, let's say, understand what you're going to build, you need to break it down into as simple as possible so that you can only have the task to be built only at hand. Like this diagram, this diagram shows the flow. Like this is not the ERD, but this is like the how do you call it? This is the real diagram in order to make the system design of the application. You need to design that system, and part of the system design we have the block diagram and this kind of diagram. So I need to create it very fast, and then I start building that feature. So where is it? It is in Go Roadmap. Then I need only the Canva. So now let me create the flow of it. Let's say the system design. The flow will be, I'll be having, let me copy this. This will be the course feature. Let me have the user. I need the user here. And then I need the database. This is the database. Let me put it here. And then I need this schema. Let me copy this schema here. So yeah, I have this schema, let it be aside here. Then let me zoom this so that it can be seen. This will be my database, and then this will be the course. This will be the course service. In particular, it is create course. This create course, how do you call it? Create course. This is create course functionality, or the create course function. Yes. So this user will make request to the create course using this API. With these credentials, and then the course will be saved to the database. So this is the only thing that I need to create right now. I will modify the diagram later when I come to update and getting all the courses. So only we have the user will make API request to /API/courses. We'll go to this. It will go here, and then the course will be saved in this database using this schema. This is the schema of the database. So for now, I'm done with this. I'm done with the diagram. I have to mark it done now. That is creating the let me click on the task and show you what the task said. Break down the user story into database schema, and we have already done it. We also created even the system design of it, the system design aspect of this. So it is done. I mark it done. Let me click on it. Yeah, as you can see, I can see some progress here. So the next thing is to create this database URL inside Superbase. Let me put it in progress, and then I open Superbase. That's the good thing about let's say having project management in mind. So if you think of project management, it is your work. So let's say I didn't arrange everything like this. I didn't have the structure of creating what I need to do. What I will do is like I will be confused. Where should I start? I think that's the most thing that most people miss. Most people they miss like the aspect of organizing whatever thing that they need to do, and then after that they have the burnout. They have burnout, and burnout is like, let's say you want to do something but you are feeling like you cannot manage to do that. So you need to always organize what you need to do and break it down into smaller tasks. Breaking it down into smaller tasks, it will help you like see that big thing, the big task that you're working on, to be in progression, like doing it step by step. So that's the main thing about project management. And yeah, let me continue now. This Superbase, let me start a new project. Let me go to my dashboard. I need to create a new database URL from this Superbase. This is the simplest task that I had here. Let me open this project. So as I said, like Superbase is a backend as my backend. I'm building my own backend, but you can use it also as your own database, as your own backend, because it has authentication, it has a storage, it has even real-time communication, just like creating real-time applications like chat apps, these kind of apps. So I need to create a database for this. Before I start connecting to it, I need to create a new database. Here, this is the table editor. We'll come here. And these are the users. This is the previous database that I used for testing. So let me come to database, and then I create a new database. I now go to project. Here I have, click on databases. Let me create new database. And then the database name, let me call it focus flow course service, because this database will only be for courses. What I'm doing is like I'm building using a microservice architecture. So within microservice architecture is like each and every service that you build, because I have course service, I may even have a course category service, but course category will be part of the course service. I have user service, which is already been created. That is user authentication service. I have course service, and then within the same application, I might even have, like, let's say a service that can help users to invite other users within their course. Is also a service. And then also course, I will also create a service is the same under course, but it like that service communicates with the YouTube API to give you the courses to give you the YouTube videos that you need. So I will call it maybe YouTube video service, something like that. So okay, let's say this is the this is the service. This is the course crowd service database. Enable these. I'm just using the default. Let it create the table. Let creating No. I'm supposed to create a database, not a table. But anyways, let me discuss it. Because this is a table, and I don't need a table. I need a new database. That's why I came to databases. So these are the tables. I think this is okay. In order for me to create a new database, I have to create a new project. That is according to this. So let me try to create a new project, and within that project I can create the database. Let me go back to home page and then come to new project. Project title, I say course service. I think in Superbase under one project you don't have to create many courses, many tables. So yeah, this is course service database, and then I need a password. I need a password for this. Let me cancel this. I don't need it. I'll just put a sample password here for now. Then I will change it later because this is in public. I don't know. I don't want you guys to spam my database with other things. So let me try to create it. Yeah, this is my password. Let me copy it in a safe place. Region. I have to think of this. Let's say if you're creating a database, it depends on your audience. Where are your audience? Where are the people who will use the application? So you need to create the database server to be in the place that your users will be in. So if you choose Europe, that means that most of your users will be in Europe. Let me just choose Europe. Okay, create the database. Taking a moment in creating it. So my course has been created, my database has been created. This is a Postgres database. So yeah, we proceed into connecting to this database. Let me go back to my code base. This is where I stopped last time. I tried creating the .env. Let me see. Server, I have main.go. I even created a Docker file. No, this is not that. This is not the project. The project is here. I even created the CI/CD pipeline of the course service, and this is it. This was the CI/CD pipeline YAML configuration, and then this is the Docker file. This is the Docker file of the Docker file to Dockerize the application when I push to the main branch. And then within CMD server main.go, I just created a small route. That is this testing route, and it gets the .env. So far with my development setup, everything is done. So what I need to is I need to use that URL to connect to my database. Since I have my .env here, I don't need to connect to my old database first. Let's see. let me just create a db password. By the way, this password will just be temporary. I will change it as soon as now. I will change it immediately. So let me get the URL to connect to this database. There is direct method, and then there is one which is this method that support IP version 4. That's the exact method you need to use. So I have to replace this URL with it. Then I also need to remove this. And then this is where my password comes in. I have to paste the password here. That's why I copied the password and placed it here. Copy the password. Let me first confirm what I was doing here. Okay, this house is supposed to be here, so I need to remove it up to here and then paste the password here. So I have my database connection URL in the .env, and then so this is just a sample route of how to of testing whether the application was working. So let me go and mark it as done in Jira. So I already created the database URL, which is already have to mark it as done. From being in progress to done. So this is done. The next thing is to connect that application to connect my application to that. And then after I start creating what was in the diagram. And the connection is also done, which means it's just putting it in the .env. The only thing that I'm supposed to be working on is creating a route that adds the cost to the database. Okay, so I'm done with the configuration part. I'm left with now I'm left with creating the real functionality, which is creating a route that we will use to create a new course, and we'll test that route using our favorite API client called Bruno. So let me just take a small break, then I come back. So today I'm not seeing people in the chat, man. Who's there? You need to reveal yourself. Let me continue now. All right. So I need to create a new route that adds a new course in the database. So how can I do that? What I need is the route file. Let's see the example from what I created before. When creating anything that communicates with the database, we need to create a model for it. For example, here we created a user model, as you can see. And in Go, user models are created using struct. So we have a struct with this, type user, and then we put the struct, and then we put the what we need our struct to do. So as we go to our model here, I will collapse everything. By the way, my mouse is shaking. Just try to clean it. Clean it. Maybe it has built. Okay. So now let me switch it on. I need to create user model. So let me go back here, and then within this we only have cmd and this. We have cmd and then server.go. All right. So what I need to do is I need to create a new directory, and that directory should be models. That's the first thing we need to do. Models, and within the models, this is supposed to be outside the cmd. It's supposed to be in the root directory. Yeah, refactor. I don't know why they think it's glitchy. Is it? Let me view it from here if it's the same thing. Oh, it has no glitches. So okay, I've created the model file, and then I need to create a new Go file. That will be our course model. You have to always start with capital letter, course. Yeah, we have course.go. So this is the model. Here within this model, we'll create something like this. We'll create a struct that has all the credentials for the type. Let me say that has all the credentials for creating a new course, and which it will be like this: type struct. I think I have to increase this. Type is supposed to be course, which is a struct like this. So within this course, I need to specify this. I need to specify my attribute of the course. We have course ID. Okay, there's no problem, which will be there as course ID. And then here it's supposed to be course title, not course name. Course title. I have to increase the font size because it's supposed to be clear for people to see. Course title, which is a string. Yeah, and I need it to be in JSON with this format. Okay. And then based on what I have here, since we created our schema, we can just easily view what we need to place there. We have course thumbnail and course category ID. So let's go and create them here. I need a course thumbnail, which is a string, and then course category ID. Course category, yeah, which will be like this, course category ID. And then let's see the missing, let's see what we are missing again. Course category ID, we need user ID and course visibility. User ID, which is like this. So there's something that I need to do here. I need later to mark this as primary key, as not primary key actually. I need to mark them as foreign key because it will be connecting to another database. So the last thing that we are missing here is a course visibility. Let me also add course visibility. Course visibility. Let me just get the spelling there, and I don't want to it's here. Let me get the spelling here like this. All right. Course visibility, which is not supposed to be integer, it's supposed to be a string, which is like, yeah. Let's confirm. We have course visibility ID, and then thumbnail course ID, and this. So what I need to do is let me copy this, and then I go to this. Let me just have a new conversation with this. With Gemini, now say I have this struct fields. So I want, okay, can I indicate some field as foreign keys, because this information will be used to insert data to Postgres. I'll just say like this. See, I need to make sure whether I can indicate other keys as private, or in Go struct itself is just a blueprint for data memory. It doesn't know what foreign key is unless you use library bridge that grabs your data. Since you're targeting Postgres, how you indicate foreign key depends on your entirely on your database. Okay, so this the AI is suggesting me that I don't have this struct is just entirely, it is not aware of my database schema. It's just a way of creating that database schema. So it's not aware whether there is foreign key or there is a primary key. And then the job that, in order to do that, to indicate foreign key and primary key, I have to use the ORM. The ORM is the one that indicates that this is a primary key. So that is here. Foreign key for users, we have ORM. Foreign key. Okay. Alright. So if you are using Go ORM, you use a struct tag specifically. I have to tell the engine which field are foreign key. This allows the ORM to handle joins and constraint automatically. Okay, so I have to update it to this. So let me go back and update my let me update my schema with this. So this has a full indication that, okay, why am I getting this now? Unresolved category. But anyways, let me just leave it like this. So I have the struct to add something, but the next thing is to create a controller function that actually adds a new course to the database. So before I create the controller function, I need to create that route too. The route will be within the main dot go here. So I will create that route here, and then what I will do with that route is, after creating it here, I will refactor it and have a route file specifically for creating specifically for this creation of the courses and all that. So what I need to do is I need to write comment here. So I say description is this route is used for creating a new course in the database, like this. Okay, I only have the description. It's not a problem. Most of the things will be refactored later. So what do I need to do? I need to say r dot, what do I have to do to create? I have to say post r dot post, and then to create a new the API route that I said is supposed to be /API. Also, one thing that I forgot is I need to also add this into the route group of API, all of them, because this will be an API later. I have to go to /API/course, and then I have this function. This is where I will put the controller method, the controller implementation here, but I will refactor it within its own controller outside this file. So we are just trying to test whether this thing will work. But before we test it, let me see the database connection is successful. Here is loading the .env, but let me create a new folder config where I can connect to the database folder, and then let me call it config. Within this config, this is actually supposed to be outside the CMD. Yeah, within this config, I must have a database.go. Database.go, like this. Yeah, this file is where I will put all the code related to connecting to the database. Okay, I need the code that is related to connecting to the database. So I did it here before. That is was in config database.go. So this was the code to connect to the database. What you do is use this go ORM. I'm going to try to use the go ORM to get the DB instant. And then you have the function that connects, that is here, function, and then you need the string, the URL of the database, which we have in our .env, and as you can see, I'm using os.get.env. It gets the URL from the .env file, and then here we check. It's just the fallback, but it's actually not functioning right now. It's just the fallback. In case we didn't connect to the database, it uses this format. So this is it. Here we check if there is an error. It will save it in this error variable. And then here we have the DB instance to connect, to open the new connection that is here. And then if the connection fails, it will throw an error. If it's successful, it will immediately show you that the database is connected to Superbase. So let me get this, because I already created it, instead of wasting time creating it again. So in my application, there are things that are not. I have to get rid of this, because this is creating a user. It's creating a user table. It's creating it's auto migrating by creating a new user. And I don't want to create a user. That is, we are creating courses. So I'll fix this, and I need to also fix this. Go ORM. Let me get the URL from here. Get the command here. Let me get the command to download the ORM. By the way, ORM is like let's say you have a database which is a different software alone. Let's say your own DBMS, and then you have your own programming language. Let's say there's PHP, JavaScript, whatever programming language you're using, and then you need an ORM. An ORM is like a software. That software acts as an intermediate between your database and your software. So you don't need to create the SQL commands by yourself. So the ORM will just create it automatically. We have Prisma, which is an ORM. That Prisma, it works with JavaScript and TypeScript. It's actually a good ORM. And then there's one ORM in Go which is called GORM. And then we also have ORM in PHP, Laravel. We call it Eloquent. So these are ORM are some software that you use to communicate with your database. So yeah, this is how to. Let me download these two, Postgres driver and then the ORM. Download the ORM. So the ORM has been downloaded automatically, and then I have been imported here. So let me see why they are not okay. Yeah, so the ORM is downloaded. The next thing is, let me fix this. This create user table automatic. I don't need to create user table. Instead I need to create the course table automatically. Dot cost, like this. So the model will create, as I said right now, I created let me go to the model. The cost, this is the cost information, right? So it will immediately create this cost table based on this cost information. Let's see which bug I need to fix again here. I don't think there's any bug. Okay, it can be here. I have package, so I need to get rid of this, and I also need to get rid of this. I don't know why this thing doubled it. Okay, yeah. So I have these imports the model from the other side. These are my imports. and then this is we're initializing the connection, and yeah, and then we connect it and we immediately create a new database here. So what next? But before that, let me verify that my database is being created. So to verify it, I need to run this application. I say go, but before running this, I need to use it within mean.go so that I can know that this database has been verified. Go mode, not in go mode. I need to go to cmd server mean.go. Here I'm loading .env. Check this. I actually don't need these routes anymore. I don't need this. I don't need even to ping this. Here is initializing Jing. Let me just create a new comment here because I'm now in refactor mode too. Need to activate refactoring mode. Okay. Within this, I need to say okay, I need description. Then I remove this description. Let me just say this section contains the initialization code of what is needed for the application to be booted. Yeah, so within this section I need whatever thing I need for the application to be booted. First of all, I need the gym. There's one thing, and then I need this .env loading code. So let me put it here. Yeah, so I have a specific section for it. Why did I get rid of this? So let me now document this too. Here, this section contains all the route. This section contains all the routes to all the routes are related to cost service, related to cost crowd, related to cost crowd. Yeah, so like add, read, delete. But anyways, I will refactor it later. Here will just be only the routes. So I have APIs like this, and then now within the initialization, we also need to initialize the database. So to initialize the database will be we need to say config.db connection. Yeah. So this code will immediately connect to the database when I run the main file. So let's try to run the main file and then see if the database will be initialized. So you guys comment if the screen is visible, or if there's any glitches or lags, you comment so that I cannot just be streaming while there is lag. Go run cmd main.go. Go run cmd main.go. So let's see. Yeah, connected to the database. Yeah, we are connected to the database, but we have only this error. Cost table is also created. our course service is created, and yeah, the courses table is also being created. So let's confirm that there's also, let's confirm whether whatever thing that we are talking about is. So within this project, let me refresh the table. Oh, okay, it is okay. Then that's great. I was thinking that it has lags like last time. The last live stream that I created, it got stuck only on one screen, and then I have to. I almost streamed like for 15 minutes while not knowing that it's just stuck on one screen. So I had to cancel the stream and start again. Yeah. So let me go to tables. As you can see, we have one table shown here. Let's confirm what is the name of the table. Go to databases, tables. Yeah, we have course tables here. Let me see, it has 6 columns. That is course ID, course title, course thumbnail, course category, user ID, course visibility. Yeah, I think we are moving on well now. So let's handle the creation process now. I'll close this. We connected to the database. Then let's handle creation. To create a new course, let's see the guide from here. Let's say, can I create a new record and save? Now that you have GeoRM installed and your structure is ready, saving data to Postgres is straightforward. GeoRM uses the create method to handle insert logic for you. Okay, what do you have to do? We need to have this create. We have a create function that has a pointer to the GeoRM.db. Okay, and then we have the structure. We have to initialize what we need to add to the course. That is here, let's say this is what I need to add. Okay, and then save to the database. This is the moment where we start saving. We save it, and then we handle the errors. We check if there is error. If there is error, we have to print that there is error, and then we have to cancel. We have to cancel the process. If there is no error, we say course created successful. Let's try to create this method. And then before we create this method, let's say, what if I need this course to come from an API post method? Let's go. I think today I have to finish this feature so that tomorrow I can go and work on something new. So in real world, Go application like one using Gin or Echo framework, you would bind the incoming request from HTTP request directly into your struct. Here's how to do it. Let me say I'm using Gin. I think the chatbot is not aware which framework I'm using. This example connects to Postgres migration schema you have set it. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is the post method. This is the post request. And then here we check. We need to bind this request to. We see here if there is error, it should bind. Okay. If there is error, we have to raise the error. If there is no error, this is where we have to bind this. This is where we have to add. JSON status, okay, there's internal error, and then HTTP c.json HTTP, and then the new record. Okay, we have this new record. Let's see where is this new record. So I have to change this to, by the way, I have to change this to, let's say, the ID GORM primary key to indicate that this is primary key, including this. So this will be in my API body later. My API body where I need to pass to the database. So there is one thing that is okay. New cause. Where is this new cause? Okay. The new cause is coming from models. So is the first thing I need to create. Let's go and create it. Which is here. Let me say var new cause is equals to model.new cause. Not model.new cause, model dot the schema I have is cause. Yeah. Is it model or models? Yeah, it's models. So I have initialized the cause that should be added based on this cause.go. And then from here, what I saw is like I have to change this into primary. I have to change this into something like this, so that Postgres can know that this is a primary key. Let me replace this. Yeah. So this will be a primary key, and then there is let's say, how can I indicate if a column is, how can I indicate column is foreign key. I have foreign keys also. Like the foreign key is an ID that is that refers to another ID on another column. That refers to another record in another table. So let's see how can I indicate this. Like GRM. So this is one way of doing this. Cascade on delete. There's one thing that this chart has revealed to me. Like I seeing here in, let me see, in the user. There's one thing that I had known intuitively. It's like, let's say foreign key, user ID, and then we added a constraint to it. Let's say when you update or when you delete, we have to set, let's say when we delete this user, let's say the user decide to delete his account. So we don't expect his courses to be there too, because you cannot, which user will the course be attributed to? So that's why we have to cascade on delete. Cascade on delete, it means that, let's say if the user is being deleted, the course also has to be deleted. It will detect automatically that the user is being deleted, and the course will immediately be deleted. So yeah, we have this is also a foreign key, course ID, course category ID. We'll copy this and replace the old one with course category. Instead of being JSON, it has GORM, course category ID. Then which foreign key do we have? Course title. No. Okay, these are the foreign keys that I have. All right, so far we are good now. So we are done with this step. The next step is to bind the incoming request to the struct. That is how we do it. Let me just get this. We bind the incoming request to the struct. It means that whenever we send a new request to this, it's supposed to go and look up in the struct and see what is the structure of the database. What is the structure of the database? And then it will use the same structure to add a new course. It's like just intercepting what the request sends. So because the request sends something like this in the body, it will send something like this in the body. Let's say if you're adding a new course, this is the way of adding a new course. Okay. So after binding the incoming JSON to the struct, the next thing is to add that course to the database, and it is done somewhere here. This is here. Okay, bind the request, then save it to the Postgres database, and then after saving it, we have to send the request with the new course that the course has been created. Let me just get this here. Let's see. By the way, I have to put this as db. Say db like this so that I can utilize this db here. Config users value, but it's returning nothing. Okay, let me see how I used it here. Command Shift E. I'll go to my main.go. cmd server main.go. So I have to create something like this. I'll go back to this. This is a different story now. It's not like this. db.create new record, which is new course. Saying that the database is returning nothing. Let me see. Why is it working if it's only config like this? Let me go to my controller in this and see how this works. The controller, user controller. So I'm saving something to the database here. Let me see how they're using it. Type user controller, which is struct, and then we pass the db to the controller. Okay. And then there's something. Result is equals to u. Okay, we have this. db.connect. Wait. Let me see how this guy is connecting to his database. Wow, this R, this one. Let me see where the db is coming from. Save a Postgres via. Okay. db.create. Okay, this db is part of initializing the GORM. Let me see where the db is coming. Yeah. So this guy is using, in this connection here, they're using the db direct. They're using the db direct. But since in our connection we have the db inside another connection function, inside a function called connection to database. So let me see, how can I use the db variable if I'm connecting from main, and the db connection function. I have to import it, but there's a way of importing this connection function is inside. It's not like other programming languages. This, though I have to export it, there's a way of importing this, because I need to use it outside the function. Because inside connection function, inside config. Okay. Did I just refresh it? Don't know why I refreshed it. So it's better than global variable. Okay. I think I even got that. Okay, yeah. This is a classic architecture how and Go. Since Go doesn't allow cycler import package, importing a package B while package B imports package A. You have to be smart about this. Do you know that's the same problem that we are facing now? I have two packages. There's the other package which is inside the database, that is the GORM. That is the package I'm importing. And I need to import that. I'm importing it inside config, and I need to import the config as a package inside min. So that is the hurdle that we have right now. And that is, let's see the solution. The most professional way to do this is dependency injection. Instead of making database global variable, you inject it into your handler. Okay, I need to put dependency injection here. So we have this connect to the database, and then we return this DB. Okay, pass DB to your Jing handler. So within our min.d, we can easily access DB like this. And then this function returns a Jing handler. Okay. And then we call that function here. Option B. Okay. So this is how we just do it. This is how to do it. Okay, let me just try to here within our connection, within our DB. After printing that the database is successful, I need to return DB. Yeah. I don't know why I'm getting error. Too many arguments. Are you sure? Am I not within the function? Let me first get rid of this. Then see, this is the connection string. See if it's connected, and then print Postgres connected successful. And then create the database. I cannot return this. No. I think this approach was a smarter approach than the other one, because I used it was working with this. I have a controller, let's say user controller, that has this type, that's DB, and then pointer to that DB. So within the DB connection, I'm not returning anything. So in the user controller, I have user controller that has this struct. That has DB, which is a pointer to this, and then I can easily utilize the DB here. I can dependency inject that DB here and then use it somewhere like this. So I think I need to create that type. So within here, I first get rid of the old way that I was using. We go to our min. So let me create a new type. Let me say type. And then call it course. Okay, let me call it course service. And then within the course service, I need to have a DB that is a pointer to it. I need to say db.gorm like this, yeah, which is a pointer to this. So now I can inject this here. I can easily inject it within this function and then use it. So I can say course controller course controller service. No. I don't need to be a service. Let me see how I'm utilizing it here. Okay, this is how it is. I have to create a function outside this. So yeah, here instead of doing this like this, I'm supposed to create an anonymous function from here to return this db. Let me say like this, function, and then the exact thing that I'm doing here. I have to create the anonymous function. I think it's inside this. It's supposed to be inside this. I have to create an anonymous function like this. Why is this thing becoming so confusing? Func, I'll create it, and then I think I have to put here course controller, something like that. Okay, let me just have a chat with these. Let's see. I have configured this as a dependency injection. I've configured this to use dependency in, okay, let me just say dependency injection method. How can I utilize this within main.go? Let's say route. Okay, since you have already set up the course service struct, you have implemented the controller struct pattern. This is in main. You simply need to initialize the struct with your database. Okay, so we need to always have a function. That's okay. We need a function that adds this, and then we just need to call that function. But I wasn't expecting that. I knew it, but I don't know. I was thinking that there's another way of doing it. Okay, so I have to create a function here first, a controller function, but I will function, let's say, that takes in the course as a pointer, and then the let's say course service like this. And then what I have to do is then the function, let's say here, create new course. Create course. So this create course must have the Jing initialization. So it's supposed to have C with a pointer to Jing.context. This is supposed to go out like this. Why is this function misbehaving? Let me get rid of it. Instead of it being here, it's supposed to be outside main. I don't know why I'm making that mistake. Okay, this is supposed to be initialized also outside. This supposed to be inside the controller, by the way. Yeah, So I have this method. So all of this creation logic will go inside that. So I need to get rid of all this. I need to get rid of all of this and then put it here. Yeah. So instead of using this, I have to use service dot db. Okay. Yeah. So I have this logic now to create a new course. So let me clean up my route. Where was the route? This thing was hectic, but finally I got the solution. So I need to just call that function. That is was it create new course? Is create. Let me get an okay. It's here. Create course. Was it like that? Course service is, what was the name of the function? Create course. Yeah, it's called create course. Now copy the name here. I don't know why I'm using course service. It's supposed to be create course like this. Unresolved. Why is it unresolved? Let's see. Type. This is the type. Where is the function? Function service. Yeah, this is the function. Create course. Okay, I need to pass the service there. Unresolved reference create course. Let me see. I need to copy the correct name. I think it's like this. It's just spelling error. So let's get rid of it. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of it here. And then let's type it. That is this course service. Here we need to create. By the way, I think there is something wrong with this. Let me go to my main.go here. I confirm how I was doing that. Yeah, this is the right way of doing it. User controller, that. Okay, let me just say course service dot. That's why I told you here is also just view create course. Create course, which is actually this. I don't know why it's failing. Function service. I think there's an error somewhere. That's why it's causing this. Let's see. Let me uncomment this and then let's check it again. Let's go back to. There's something being ruined here. Yeah, I think this is the error. Let me copy it correctly now. Then get rid of it from here. And paste it. Still having that error. You mean that function cannot be invoked? Let's see. Why is this happening? Service. Why is this happening? Let me see how the AI is invoking that function. Here we have course service dot create. I have to also dependency inject the course here. Initialize your service with the DB injection. I have here like services dot course service. So let me see where is the create cost. This guy is creating cost service, which is equal to services. Services that cost service. Okay. Then where is the services? Create cost. Then within the I'm accepting this. So I have to do something like this. I understood it now. My implementation was kind of different here. Let me see where I created this. Where is it? Oh, where I'm doing the dependency injection is above here. Okay, I have this. So get rid of it. I have type, which is cost service, which is a struct to this. And then here is the same thing, but I did not initialize the variable like this. Cost service is equals to import your service package. This is a real hard one. the one I did last time was kind of easier than this. I don't know why this is giving hard time. Okay, I have the type. Then I have the service, which is this. I simply have this function. I don't know why it's refusing to be called there. Oh, because this function accepts this service. Okay, let me just take this there and then have a chat with it and say what could be the potential issues causing this. This is the function. What is the dependency injection issues? You are on the right track. To make this work seamlessly in your main.go, you need to initialize your course service and pass it method into the gene router. Since you're using struct method, gene treats service that this as a handler. Okay, let's see. This db, we already have it, and then we initialize it here. Initialize the db from your config package. Okay, it is here, and then we're also passing it here. Here we need cost service dot create cost. Cost service is equal to services dot let's see, where is the service? That is the problem now. I don't have this service initialized somewhere. In your Go project structure, the services is usually a separate file inside a folder like services and since you're using Gene, you should organize your file so that your main.go stays clean, and your business logic service is easy to find. Okay. So the service will be refactored into controller function later. Into controller function. Okay, so how can I utilize this right now within main? Now within main as a function. I just want to utilize it within main as a function before I refactor it. If you want to move the logic into a standalone controller function rather than a method on struct, you have two main ways. Utilize the main it in main.go. Closure. Okay, I want to utilize it within main.go. The function returns gene.handler. Okay, see. Gene.handler. Okay, and then here we have controller So this is showing me the same controller way. But I think this, let's just create it within controller instead of it giving us hard time. We know that we can do it within controller, and why are we giving ourselves headache? Let me create a new controller function, a new controller folder, and then let's say controllers, because this has a lot of controller. It will be having a lot of controllers. Controller, this is supposed to be within the root directory, and then within this controller I need a Go file. So why am I creating Go mode again? Let me delete it. So within this controller, new Go file, and then I need to call it a course controller. Course. Yeah. So this is the course controller. Then I will just move all the functionality just like the way I did here. An anonymous function will get all the users, and then we also have to include the type like that. So let me go to my main.go. I'll go to main.go, and then the first thing I need to do is to get rid of this and put it within let me put it into course controller, put it here, yeah, and then first, by the way, let me first increase the font size, and then let me go to main.go also and pick the rest of the functionalities that is here. The whole of this function, I'm taking it to the controller function. The controller, yeah. So let me go to controller. Yeah, so it imports everything. I'll go to main.go. Yeah. What I like from this IDE is refactors the code immediately. Whatever change you make, it refactors it. So I just need to call the controller from here. I can just say course controller dot this function immediately. Controllers, course controller, like this. Yeah. Let's see what is this error. Let's see. Controller course evaluated but not used. Type controller service. There is not expression. Okay, the problem is in the controller. We'll go to the controller and then see what is that issue. We are returning new gene. Okay, create course, and then we have course service. Type course struct, which is this. Whether is it the same way I'm using here? We have this, yeah, and then we have this. It's supposed to be pointer to this, and then this pointer to G. Yeah, I think that is the pointer issue. Okay, I think this is the pointer issue. this star is the one causing that issue. Let me see. So Go is too strict. Instead of being course service, it's supposed to be controller dot create course. Then we have to separate this with commas. Let me see this create course method in controller. Let me see how this guy is. How did I create this function? This, which is this, right? Yeah. Then this is this. So far, everything is the same. I don't think I need to use service now. Let me just say. Let me just call it. Let me just call it C because it's cost. Oh. Cost controller. Then here from service to cost controller. Yeah. I think the service is done causing the error. Main.go. Still have that error. What could be the potential unresolved? It's saying that this function is not okay. Created. Is it created now? I first go to that is the so it needs it to be like this one. So instead of having this, let me just get rid of this now. I'll get rid of this. And then get the whole of this. And then I'll get rid of this and then press this here. So let me get rid of this func like this. And then here, instead of being context, it has to be C. So is it resolved now? Let me go to main. I hope so. Okay. I think there's an error that I'm making in the way of creating this. That's why it is failing to resolve it. Let me go to the controller. Let me go there. Let me copy the whole of this controller function and say this controller function is failing to be resolved within main. To resolve within the route. I think that is the issue now. The reason is failing to be is likely because how you reference method main, since create cost is a method of cost service struct. You cannot call it. Okay. So create cost is a method of cost service struct, and I cannot call it. The correct wiring is you need to initialize the struct first, then pass the method. Okay. I need to initialize the struct here. Okay. That is the biggest error I've made. So I have created the struct and I did not initialize it within main. Let me go to my main. Here, in order to call that struct, I need to initialize it. And use variable. Cost controller is equals to this, okay? Is equals to controllers.cost service, and then we have the DB. The DB is supposed to be DB.